Scarface the movie. In Scarface the movie, we seen Tony Montana go from an escaped convict to a drug kingpin. Great movie. Everybody wanted to emulate Tony Montana. But no one ever asked, that whole movie lasted a span of 4 years. So Tony Montana was only the man for 4 years. Paid in full, based on the true story. Rico, Alpo. That started, I believe, and I took it down to make sure I got the dates right. That saga started. Give me a second, y'all, because I like to have my information right. Okay. That saga started, I believe, late 80s. 85, 86, 87. No, my fault. Yeah, late 80s. 86, 87. But by 1990, most of the characters were either locked up or in jail. In The Godfather, Mario Puzo, The Godfather, it takes place between 1945 and 1955. That's 10 years. Why do I keep bringing up all these times? It's because a lot of people get excited when people's stories blow up fast. They see the guy become the kingpin, and they're never concerned with the longevity. I've been on YouTube for 15 years, and today I turned 40. I've been doing content since I was 18. I've been traveling since I was 18. Actually, I've been doing content since I was 16. I started traveling when I was 18, internationally at 24. After 15 years of still being able to move how I move, you know what? I always like to show you guys videos and stuff when I mention that. So what we're going to do is, I wanted to do this on StreamYard today because on StreamYard, I can actually go to YouTube to give you guys a actual video proof or receipts, rather, of what I'm speaking about. I'm going to shout everybody out in a second. Barks, what's going on? Brooklyn GQ, what up, what up, what up? Good Raiders, what's going on? Majik, what's up, what's up, what's up? Good Raiders, what's going on? Ryan, appreciate that. What's going on, man? All right, so let me share the screen with you guys real quick. Because you guys know me, I like showing the receipts. And I think that makes things last with time. I'll give you some more other stuff. So Frank Lucas, right? Frank Lucas was a kingpin and did his thing between the 60s and the 70s. A 10-year span. Everyone thinks that the goal is, or the goal should be, and everybody has a different goal, but a lot of people believe that the goal is to hit a certain level. But if at the end of your story, you're no longer at that level, is that a good goal to have? 15 years ago, let's take a look what I was doing 15 years ago. Video on YouTube. This is just YouTube, y'all. 15 years ago, right? We can start, it's 13 years ago. 15, you know, the way YouTube works is like, it'll say 14 years because it's not the exact month. It'll be 15 in November, so bear with me. 15 years ago, I was rapping about traveling.
All right. Hear that? Yes, men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Yo, in the basement, sleeping on the sofa couch. I ain't trying to kick a man down while you falling. You need to learn a lesson. Stop rapping about balling. I'm not balling because I paid the cost. Celebrities on my tapes never had to pick the same bird that call. But some people call it the Burbs. But most artists get so fresh. By the way, check my.
Just want to show y'all. 15 years ago, I was doing this, right? In my first actual video, aside from like that right there, Otis was 13 years ago. It was a Philly. Actually, Biggie Secrets was a music video. So we'll go to the first travel video. I was taking a trip to Philly. That's when I was just traveling around the states. Women. She had the. Let me see if I can speed up a little bit. Put on that right there is my Philly. She had the pink Mustang. We in Philly. Again, a lot of people focus on how high a person got in these movies. In The Godfather, in Frank Lucas's story. They always watch how high somebody got, but never how consistent they were able to stay. And so far, we've only seen maximum a 10-year period of someone doing something. And I've been doing this for 15 years, y'all. We'll get back to it. And this is what I mean by longevity matters. And it should be the most important thing, because at the end of 4 years, Scarface was dead. So whatever he did wasn't able to last. Didn't have any kids. Didn't have any really money when he left. I mean, first international trip 11 years ago on video. Bet. So, well, what's going on, R-Dub? So, as I'm, for a lot of people that think my channel is about travel, and I have to keep repeating it. My channel has always been, as you can see, about my life, but travel is a big part of my life, and I think people believe that going to multiple places, like if you go to multiple countries, is what they consider growth. I don't consider that being growth, because it's still the same thing, just going to multiple countries. For me, what I consider growth is being able to build in the countries you go, whether you're building relationships with the people of that culture, whether you're building financial investments in that country, or whether you're just building a legacy through kids, through owning property, or things like that. A lot of people expect that they say, hey, you guys only travel to the big four. You go to Brazil, you go to Colombia, you go to Thailand, you go to Dominican Republic. And some people take offense to that. But I think if you're going to other countries solely to say, I've been to this country to show you somewhere new, and you don't have any foothold in any of the countries that you've been, including the country where you live, where you don't own a house, you don't have any children, then I feel as though your story is the same as Tony Montana's story. Because after 4 years, who can remember anything he had left over? The Godfather was over at 10 years. Paid in full, Alpo, Rico, 4 or 5 years max before jail, before death. I don't think that's the way I wanted to do my life or do my channel at all. So what I'm doing now is what I've done along my journey, and as you guys will see, I'll show you more. What I've done along my journey is teach people things that I've learned along the way. Yes, I do have the most thing I'm known for, the Black Man Guide the World Travel. I also have traveled to the United States, because I feel as though there's a lot of creators out there that people listen to, they take advice from, they, you know, focus on, who tell you about the world, but they haven't been around the United States. It's hard for me to really listen to someone and take advice from someone, or see the logic behind taking advice from someone who's only known one state or one city. Because how can you know who you are in the world if you don't know who you are in the States? And how can you know who you are in the States if you don't know who you are outside of the state that you grew up in? So a lot of the videos that you'll see me in where I'm from, North New Jersey. You'll see me in LA. You'll see me in New York. You'll see me in Puerto Rico. You'll see me in Miami. You'll see me in Houston. You'll see me in Atlanta. You'll see me in Hawaii. You see me in South Carolina, North Carolina, back in New York. You see me at the EDC festival. Because when I outlined everything, my plan on what I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to catch anybody at any level they're at along their travel journey, along their life journey, or just along a journey of trying to find another way. So you see me traveling the world. Of course, you guys know all the places I've been. But then a lot of people would travel the world, and when you ask them how they do it, they never tell you. They want to hold it in, or they have to beg for money. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. They have to beg for money. They have to try to get you guys to, and there's nothing wrong with it. They have to get you to support them in order for them to be able to fulfill the life they want to fulfill on a consistent basis. There's nothing wrong with that. But as you can see, I decided I'm not going to take donations. I'm not going to take super chats. And the reason why I even opened my, which I might actually close now, the super thanks, is because I was under the impression that YouTube would promote the video more if it got super thanks. But I don't really think that really works. And as I'm hitting 40, I gave it a year to see if it worked. And I don't really think it works. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to YouTube Studio. Oh, we can't go to YouTube Studio? Let's make it rewind. We're going to try this again. We're going to try to go to YouTube Studio. It's going back over here. All right. We're going to go to earn money. We're going to go to supers. And we're going to turn off super thanks. If you continue, your fans will no longer be able to see super thanks purchase option, and you're no longer to earn revenue for it. I understand. Turn it off. Why did it turn back on? I understand. Turn it off. All right. So that's all. Dashboard. Let's get out of it. You guys can see what I'm doing? All right, cool. You can see it. Cool. I believe that it's important that if you're going to stand on something, then you have to be 100% on it. Some people might think there's a gray area. Some people might think there's no such thing as right and wrong, because I don't believe it's right and wrong. I don't ever think it's a right way or a wrong way to do things. But moving towards 40, moving on at life after 40, I plan on beginning to ease back on going multiple places, because I'm in the process of starting my legacy. So from now on, unless it's for my brother's birthday or one time a year, I'm mostly only going to be going to Colombia and Cuba. That's going to be it. One time a year, I'm going to try to go somewhere different that I haven't been. Thailand, I still want to get there. Parts of Africa, I still want to get to there. And maybe Tokyo or something like that. But after that, I'm happy that I've been here long enough to see this process through. to inspire people, to get other people that can take you to the next destinations. Because for me, I'm retiring by 50 from my corporate job that I've been at for 22 years as of now. But I may retire earlier depending on paying off this credit card debt, because I have about $33,000 of credit card debt. Paying off my car, which will be paid off in 2 years, which is about $19,000 I owe on it. And continuing to make sure that the income from my properties that I own can pay for my son's schooling. I know a lot of people want to see me go a lot of places. But I try to get people to see that YouTube is a place for me to show my life to the world so they can get an understanding of their options. Because when I grew up, we didn't have these options. There's a bunch of people who went in the military, but they never came back to tell us, yo, there's more out there than there's in the United States. There's many people who went to the Marines, to the Air Force, who traveled, who never brought it back because they wanted to keep it to themselves. I don't see anything good or bad with that. It's not something I would do. So that's why I decided to show you guys my story. But along the way, a lot of people got confused and started to believe that my story is to get you guys to be, I guess, entertained and more, give me more notoriety, give me more clout. And it's never been that. Or to make money. It's never been that. So I just wanted to make it clear that going forward, I'm only going to Colombia and Cuba, because out of the places I've been, those are the two places where I think I want to have a legacy in. And I will go one time a year again, because I do want to go to Thailand and I do want to go to some countries in Africa. But as far as Australia, I don't care to go. England again, I don't care to go. Brazil, maybe when I get older, I don't know. Because I think now is the time when everyone else is able to show you other parts around the world, that I show you guys how to build in these countries, how you can make it so that at the end of your career, you're not stuck with all these amazing memories, but you can no longer afford it because you haven't financially planned or locked anything down before the people from the United States who can no longer afford property in the United States went to your favorite destination and gentrified it. I got lucky because I was born in an era where I could see the gentrification that happened in New York firsthand. Firsthand. I'm living in an era where I can see the gentrification of Newark, New Jersey in real time. They're about to build a Lionsgate in Newark, New Jersey. Properties are unaffordable for anybody that makes anything less than $140,000 in the United States, in Newark, New Jersey. And I've been telling people since 2020, yeah, yo, this is the last time we're gonna get to get some property. This is the last time we're gonna get to build financial generational wealth for our family. And not only have I been telling people, but I've also lived by the example I spoke on. I bought a condo in Miami. I brought my second crib. I brought a first crib. I showed people along the way. And again, everything is tracked on the main page. You'll see under the financial section right here. You'll see all that I'm talking about. Me getting ready to sell this, me buying I brought a Miami Beach condo during coronavirus, real estate options for the unprivileged. Look at the years. This everything that says 2 is really almost 3 years ago. It just hasn't hit that month yet. So this is about 3 years ago. The retirement scam, we talked about that about 3 years ago. We can keep going down the list of the times that I spoke to people about things. The difference between poor and broke. Me when I was going with my little man, looking for a place.
The ghetto town, yeah.
Right here. Let's go right here.
Again. It's fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. We're checking it out. Peace. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away.
I showed the process, and I thought I think it's most important that I showed the process because
I used to want to rap so much, but then I started getting money.
I think it was important to show the process because in the future, people are not going to just be able to believe what people say. You're going to have to see and do your research, especially with AI coming out where I can make someone sound like they're saying something. You're going to need to go back and do the research because, again, you don't have to be an expert, but you do have to have the experience to speak on something. If you want people, if you want to, somebody that you listen to has to have the experience and you think they should listen to you. So as you see, I'm walking around the property. I'm inspecting the property with my little man because this is stuff that I was telling people in 2020 is going to happen. And here we are in 2024, where the median house price is at the highest it's ever been. Housing being one of the last controllable ways to gain wealth in the States. And now we're back again. And now I'm telling you that I'm no longer trying to go to a bunch of countries. That was cool. And I feel as though I played a part in what's out there now with all of the content creators who are traveling. I played a major part, and I think they can go with it. They can go to all these different places, and I'm supporting it. I think that's dope. But I think for now, for me, at 40, it's more important for me to focus on building and showing people how to build in the place that I chose was right for me. Shout out to Barbaro TV. He felt as though Brazil was right for him, so he's building in Brazil. I feel as though Colombia is right for me, Cuba is right for me, so I'm building in those two countries. As far as the entertainment of going to these places, I may still shoot vlogs when I go places just because it's interesting, it's fun, but it's going to be the same places over and over and over again. Because one thing I did not want to do, oh, thanks, Kyle, appreciate that, Kyle. One thing, through my eyes, what's going on? One thing I did not want to do, and I said I refuse to be, is one of those people who have traveled all around the world, but you have nothing to show for it, and now you're 40, you're 45, you're 50, you're 60, and you got to go to work every day. And now travel has become so expensive that you no longer can even afford to do it at the level that you were doing it before. How do you stop that? I think along your travels, you figure out which place works best for you, and you figure out how you can make that place somewhere you can go for long periods of time. And that's what I'm doing in Colombia and Cuba. So Colombia is going to be most likely the second home. So I'm going to get that place in Barranquilla. I'm going to stay there for 4 months at a time. Once my son graduates college, high school, of course. But during the summer, I'm going to probably, when I retire, after I pay my debt back, I'm going to probably start living in Colombia for the summertime, and then come back. Maybe go to Cuba for a week or 2 weeks during the summertime. I'm going to Cuba at least 2 times a year, moving forward. I'll be going to Colombia at least 3 times a year moving forward, and then 1 time a year, either for my brother's birthday or just to go somewhere new. But that's only going to last until Thailand and Africa. After that, pretty much, it's just Colombia and what's the name. But I just want to give you guys an update. Again, this is me tracking my progress for myself. As y'all can see, I'm packing my bag for Cuba right now. I'm going to Cuba next weekend. So by this time next week, I've already been in Cuba. I'm going there. I got some stuff for my. I brought from Shein, from China, because Shein is in China, I believe. I got some stuff that I brought because when building a legacy, to me, um, having a kid with a woman overseas, I feel as though in Cuba it was a necessity that I vented. It was necessity that I. It's always a necessity that you vet the person that you are decide trying to do this with, right? Cool. But um, so the person I'm talking to, I actually met her. I met her in 2015, and then when I went back, I met her mother. I met her sister. We talked. That's then. Now I'm going back again, and the thing is, I feel as though if you're going to have a legacy in Cuba, you need to have a legacy with someone who already has a kid. And the reason why I say this is because Cuba is cut off to the world. The internet with Cuba isn't that strong. Now, when you have someone who has a kid already, it makes your kid have someone they can bond with when you're not there. That's how I'm thinking. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm not guaranteed this is going to turn out the way that perfect and stuff. But in the States, does it ever turn out perfect for anybody? I don't think so. Colombia is a little more difficult because, again, my place that I'm going to buy is going to be in Barranquilla. But it's tough because I'm going back to Colombia in August for Cali Festival. But it's tough because the mentality of a lot of women in Colombia is money driven. It's economics driven. And a lot of people say, oh, then why would you go to this job? Why would you leave the States if you know that it is? Well, because it's the same thing in the States, but it's a higher level. Could I access the level? Yeah, here, of course. Of course. But the issue would be as the economy slows down, that high level is in the United States of what you're economically supposed to provide as a guy or thought to provide as a guy is not meeting nowhere near realization. Let me give you an example. I was watching a show the other day and a woman said, hey, how much money do you, it was a woman asking a woman, how much money do you expect a guy to make to that you would go after? And most of the women were saying like 80, 90. A couple women said 100. And then you got to think about it. If the average guy only makes 40,000, even the women that were saying 80,000, that's double the standard of what guys normally make. So the expectation is double. I still don't understand really why people get married, and why guys get married. I don't know the benefit of it, but I do know once you have a kid in the United States, child support can take about 20 to 30% of your income, which can stop you from moving around the way you want to move around. Jay Brass, what's going on? Portmore Class, what's going on? So I've had my two children in the States. I'm not on child support. Both of my children have a house that they're going to have. Again, I planned all of this out along my travels, y'all. Along my travels, I planned all of this out as I travel to all these places. So both of my kids, when I pass away, they're going to have a house that pays for itself through rent from the tenants. Both of them. I also have a place in Miami, which I'm going to sell. So any child I have in Colombia is going to have a place that they might not get money from, but they're not going to have to pay anything but taxes on it. And in Cuba, can't say too much about that, but I'm certain that my son or daughter's mother in Cuba is going to have a nice place in Havana where they could live and function. You got to understand, everything is not going to be the same way forever. So if you're taking the same steps that you've been taking, you've been traveling to multiple different countries. You're trying to, and this is my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. It's just opinion. You're traveling, trying to get to all the countries in the world. Cool, but if you're not sitting there networking with people, then you're just getting your passport stamped. And that's not really an experience of that country. So yeah, you guys got any questions? I just wanted to get that off my chest. We got a little 30-minute rant. We can talk about anything now. As I told y'all guys, I'm packing my bag for Cuba. I got a bunch of snacks, and the crazy thing is, I'm only going for 13, 14. 3 days, 2 nights, 3 days. But I packed a lot because I'm bringing some stuff to my peoples, and yeah, I'm actually also going to Medellin right before my son gets back from school. Right before my son gets back from his mother house for the summer. I'm going to Medellin of the 31st of August until the 2nd of September. Bart says Tinder. Well, here's the thing about Cuba. In Cuba, you can't Tinder P game because I'll show you guys. There's really no matches in Cuba. Hopefully it's still signed in. Nope. Yes, hopefully it's still signed in. Hold up. And I got gold. It's crazy. Let me share with you guys real quick. Hold on. We can chat a little bit. I just probably won't go over an hour because I didn't really want to make this too long. Let me share the screen with you guys. Wait. There you go. Actually, this one's better. It's better. All right, cool. So I actually got to change real quick because I got to change Cuba. Make sure you guys can see this. All right, cool. One second, y'all. I'm just trying to where's that? There we go. I'm gonna put the age preference up high because it's not gonna be Havana, Cuba. Oh, excuse me. And I'll pull it up so you guys can see that I'm picking Havana, Cuba. See that I'm picking Havana, Cuba right here. All right, so I'm surprised one even came up on Havana, Cuba. Let's see. Lives in La Habana. Okay. But my plans for Havana is this, y'all. Because I know it's not gonna be like, oh, she's all right too. It's not gonna be like a one-time thing. Like, as far as if you're trying to build a legacy or you're trying to build a legacy somewhere, you ain't gonna. It's not gonna be a one shot and done. It's unlikely that the first time you shoot the club up, rather, you're gonna get success. You're gonna have a success rate. So I'm gonna probably have to go back there next year, try again a couple times before it happens. But again, I've known the person since, and I met the mother. I've known her since 2015. But the whole thing, a lot of things I realize is from my travels is that looks are important for fun. But what's more important than looks is the availability of that person to fit the criteria that you're looking for. That you're looking for, and I think for me the most important criteria is that honesty, and the woman knows exactly what. Hold on, I gotta fix this thing, y'all. The most important thing is honesty, and that the woman knows exactly what plans I have. Because the thing is, if I just try to get a woman to follow my legacy without this might not be Cuba, but without telling her the whole story, then at any time she can get mad and break off. But when I talked to the woman years after years, I said, hey, this is what I want to do. I do want to have kids in other places. I do want to be able to still talk to women because I do a YouTube channel, and I do want to be able to have women on videos. And she goes, hey, as long as you're not throwing it in my face when I'm in front of you, I don't care. Now, if that lasts, good. But as long as the understanding is there before the long as that understanding is there before anything, that's the most important thing for me. Because I don't want to. What he says? Kai says, I agree. You don't want a woman with or see what's up with Anna. Am I losing? Majik, I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna play 2K today because I did that yesterday. I did the game yesterday. Do it. R Dub. No, I don't expect. Appreciate it, Jay Brass. I don't expect the woman to be faithful in the sense of only being with me on an intimate level. That's not what I think. Because to me, my travels around the world has shown me that the importance of a woman only being with you intimately. We're talking about outside of pregnancy. Once she's pregnant, yes. Once she's pregnant, yes. But that importance is not important to me if I'm not going to be there every day. And it's unrealistic. I am a realistic person. And realistically, if I'm not somewhere every single day for months at a time, to expect that is just going to lead you to failure. So my thing is, hey, don't allow anybody to put you on camera. Don't lie. Always be honest. And I will help out with the other kid because it's not in these places in Colombia and Cuba, it's not really much to be able to raise kids financially. It's not really much. So I'm like, I'll help out a little with your other kid as long as you make sure that my kid ain't got no issues or our kid has no issues. So when it comes to when she goes, she even asked me, she said, what if I fall in love? And I said, if you fall in love, then hey, as long as you're honest with me and that love doesn't interfere with you raising our child, then cool. And then she goes, what if I fall in love with you? And I say, well, as long as you understand that I'm not the guy that's only going to be with you and only one woman. If you can be comfortable with being with me and me still doing stuff with other women and still wanting to have one other kid internationally, then you can fall in love and I'm going to show you the love back. A lot of people think this lifestyle is crazy. It's something that I don't understand. It won't work. But, Doug, I'm not religious, but there are a lot of people who've lived in this lifestyle that's Islamic. There's a lot of people who are Muslim. There's a lot of people who live this lifestyle who are in Thailand, who are in Philippines. But what happens is that a lot of people that watch me are from the United States. And a lot of people haven't really traveled as long as I've traveled to be able to see different cultures and see how things work different ways. So I don't blame them when they get upset and say, oh, but you're not going to be in that kid's life every day. Most of the people I know who had mothers and fathers in their life every day end up not being as financially well off as me, or some of them end up not being as mentally stable as me because they had both parents, in my opinion, they had both parents, and what that did was it gave them a failure to launch scenario where if everything is provided for you, you really don't have to work too hard for nothing. When you get put in a hardworking environment, then you're not able to react because you've always had someone to lean on. Versus me, who I've had difficult times, so there was times where I had to just figure it out myself a lot of times. And I think as long as the backdrop of having someone there when you need to, like Cuba is a 4-hour ride. Colombia is a 4-hour ride. Barranquilla is a 6-hour ride because it's a little layover. But I can get there within a 7 hours if something's emergency there. So that's how I planned it out. So when places people say, yo, why do you think about Thailand? Why are you not in a rush to go to Thailand? Because for me, Thailand doesn't make any sense if you're trying to build this legacy for yourself. Simply because with the distance of 24 hours and the fact that you can't own land and you have to split most stuff with a Thai person, a woman is more likely to be able to just take whatever you give her and not keep that same strategy that you wanted because you're 24 hours away and she can have a whole new life. So to me, that's why I wasn't in a rush to go to Thailand. Africa, the reason why I wasn't in a rush to go to Africa for one is because my daughter's mother is from Ghana, born and raised in Ghana, came over here as a teenager. So I don't really need to go to Africa to have a kid in Africa, to have an African kid, to have that experience. Two, because unpopular to belief that a lot of people don't believe. And you'll start seeing a lot of people talking about it now. You know, a lot of people say, yo, we need to go back to Africa. We need to do this, this, and this. But then those people went to Africa and things didn't work out for them. Why? Because there's a terminology called xenophobia. If you're not from where I'm from, but you're prospering where I'm at, and I'm not prospering, guess what that makes me? It makes me jealous of you or envious of you. It makes me want to do something to you or do something to try to screw you over. So now there's a lot of Black Americans that went to Africa who are online talking about how they got screwed over because they put their all in going to Africa. Again, as I traveled the world, I understood cultures and how things work when you're not from that culture. And I've accepted certain levels of it. But when it comes to an investment, it doesn't even make sense to me to invest in building a family in a place where they can where they can simply take everything away the same way they can in the States, but you have no rights to it because you're not from that country. So again, those are the reasons why I wasn't in a rush. I'm not in a rush to get to Africa, and I'm not in a rush to get to Thailand. But eventually, I do want to get to these places. We'll give you some more likes real quick. Again, I can have fun in Cuba, but this time I do have three. I'm supposed to have 3 episodes of snacks. Now this might be. Oh no, I'm supposed to have 3 episodes of snacks when I go to Cuba. And the way it is that the woman who I'm going to build this legacy with in Cuba, she actually is going to bring the snacks over. So I'm supposed to have 3 snacks. I think I'm going to do a 2 snack and a 1 snack, like 2 at a time, and a double snack and a 1 snack. I think that's how I'm going to do it when I go over there. But unfortunately, these snacks I'm probably not going to have fun with, simply because I want to make sure I save all of my man juice to work on my legacy. So and I know I'm jumping all over the comments, but was this Cuba? Yes, so. I'm jumping all over the comments, but I'm watching them as they scroll out. I'm starting from the beginning again. Barks, Brooklyn, good riddance, Jeep. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Ryan. Yep. Through my eye. What's going on? Definitely. I'm just trying to give people a different again, for those who missed out when I said it earlier, we're gonna do it again. A lot of people focus on what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of people celebrate some of these people whose careers didn't last a long time, but they reached a high level. I know Scarface is a movie, but everybody wanted to be Scarface. They wanted to come from a little place and be big. But nobody wanted to talk about how Scarface's run was only 4 years. Everybody wanted to be Alpo and Rich Porter. Everybody wanted to be the hottest dope boy on the block. Everybody wanted to be Frank Lucas. But between Alpo and Rich Porter, Frank Lucas, their careers only lasted 10 years max. Everybody wanted to be the Godfather. Godfather only lasts 10 years. I'm 15 years into doing this, y'all. 15 years into traveling. 15 years into interacting with cultures. 15 years into having a YouTube channel on. And I'm still at a high level. Actually, a higher level than I was. So, I'm not saying that everyone should be automatically just doing this now. But if you don't plan, all you do is plan to just go to a bunch of different countries and enjoy your vacation, then you're not giving yourself an out if the United States economy goes to crap. You're not giving yourself an out if you don't want to get married and worry about losing half of your money. You're not giving yourself an out if you don't want to worry about some woman putting you on child support in the United States because she knows you got money. So teach his own. Let's see. When you see Chipotle, Starbucks, and Panera Bread in the same area, yeah, you might as well start packing. Look, bro, I've seen Chipotle, Starbucks, Panera Bread, no, not Panera, Whole Foods, and Chick-fil-A's on the way. Bro, Newark is gone, yo. For those, if you thought there was a chance that you can get a property in Newark now, good luck. Good luck. Even if you want one of them back blocks, the hood is the hood. Most of them places are owned by people that's not from here. They just are, y'all. I seen it happen in Dumbo. I learned. I bought properties. There's still a chance, but not here in Newark. Our chance is out there, overseas. Finding the place you like. Mexico, still possible. Costa Rica, expensive, still possible. Panama, still possible. If you want something that's not like Latin America, Jamaica, still possible. Trinidad, still possible. But if all you doing when you go to travel is having fun, getting videos, not getting videos, smashing women, that's cool. But all you doing is not making it available for you to have a plan B when the United States doesn't let you prosper anymore. The new middle class is 150K. Lower middle class. The new lower middle class is 150K. Cairo, what up, man? Portmore. Appreciate that, J Brass. They looking for a baker. Oh, so I'm supposed to be swiping, right? That's nice too. Again, maybe I'll say these ones for next time in Cuba, but next time I go to Cuba, I'm going to go for longer. So I'll have more time to have fun with other women. But this time I'm only going for 3 days. Nice. Oh, teeth though, baby. I don't mind a little slim thing. Not at R-Dub, I tell people all the time, it was never about being a baller. What it is about understanding if you have a plan, you got to be able to build for that plan. If I didn't have what I have now and I didn't work to get it, again, I started this process at 18. I've been working the same job since 18. Before then, I was working since 14. So I've always had this plan to stay consistent. I wasn't trying to be the top guy. Yes, I can go out and sell one house and go buy a Lamborghini. I can. Dog, let's see how realistic this is. If I sell my place in Miami, speed sell it, and I got $140,000 for it, right? My fault. $240,000 for it. I pay $100,000 back that I owe. I got $140,000. I can go buy a Lamborghini. I can go buy the newest product and stuff. But what does that do to my financial freedom? What kind of freedom? See, I said this before, the American dream of owning a house with a white picket fence, 2.5 kids and a dog, that was the American dream of our parents. The true American dream of this generation, millennials and below, well, I can only speak for millennials. The true American dream for millennials in 2024 is financial freedom. Being able to go where you want, when you want, do what you want, how you want, without having to come back and struggle to try to make money at somebody else's job. That is the reason why now there are so many entrepreneurs. You know why there's so many content creators right now? Because everyone wants to have the freedom to move around like they want to. You know why there's so many Uber drivers right now? Because everyone wants the freedom to not to have a boss that they have to answer to. You know why there's so many people that's riding the bikes, serving food? If you look in your area, it's because there's so many people who don't want to fit on a schedule that has worked in the past for other people. So I wouldn't say baller. I just say someone who planned and who's continuing the stuff consistently. Yeah, we do more pregame. Again, y'all know I like it's my type. It's more my I don't really have a type, but kind of skinny. I really try not to go after anybody say long term too, because I'm not here to waste time. This person's not in Cuba. Person might be Asian. They might be in Cuba. Again, y'all. Santa Maria, not Santa Marta, Cuba. Kind of old too. I mean, yeah, no. Cheers, Cairo, man. Cheers, what's going on? Yeah, I hope I answered that part. Again, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do 2K today, yo, because again, it really sucks not being able to play on my Xbox. Let me see. Get y'all comments. We gotta get out of here. We got like 9 minutes. So I'm gonna get y'all comments. We get out of here. You don't want a woman with motives. I want a woman with goals. I want a woman who wants to do something for herself. Like, that's one thing that really turned me on to picking this woman, aside from meeting her mother and seeing how revolutionary of a person her mother was, or is that she'd rather work for her own self than to just get money. And that's what I've learned over this time. Like, a lot of people say, but you only been there once. But no, I've been there twice, and I've been talking to her since 2015. It's 2024 now, so I should know a little bit more. But yeah, every woman's gonna have some kind of motive. But the most important thing is that the motives don't interfere with what you have planned together. Hey, Chris Mitchell, what's up, man? What's good, Fresh? I appreciate you sharing your journeys. What countries are you considering getting the citizenship? Only Colombia. Only Colombia am I considering getting the citizenship. I don't know if I'm going to go citizenship through investment or citizenship through having a kid there. The reason why is because investment would mean that I have to spend I think at this time it's 130,000 or 140,000. But that's not too difficult. If this first place is costing me 80,000, that means I just have to spend another 60,000. But I wouldn't buy a second place for 60,000 in Barranquilla. It would have to be in Medellin. So that's but the Barranquilla is the backdrop. So I'm thinking, if not investment, it'll be through having a kid. Okay, not bad. Oh, long term. He says, I'm trying to get it before it dies. All right. Poly is the oldest practice. Again, I can't confirm or deny it. It could be, but I know in the United States, it's not. Marriage in the United States, in my opinion, is solely for the purpose of being able to track how people are spending their money as a unit. That's why businesses are tracked. Marriages are tracked when it comes to spending money. So that's why they don't really promote poly, I don't believe, in United States as much. Oh. See, that was it. That was all the Cuba right there, y'all. It's good timing too, because we oh shucks. I might have ended my on Instagram. That was good timing because we got 6 minutes left. Kai Roman, I only invest in Colombia. You don't want to bite more than you can chew, but that's my opinion. That's a fact. That's I stay only invest in Colombia. You don't want to bite more than you can chew. And even though I could probably handle Colombia, Mexico, and Cuba, I'm just going Colombia and Cuba because I just want to see how it goes first. We want a Cuban sandwich, baby. What you mean snacks? Honest Tomato. You gotta check on my playlist. I have a playlist called Snacks. I already closed it down. I have a playlist on my channel called Snacks, and it's pretty interesting. Hold up. Let me see if I can bring up the photo. Hold up. Maybe I can share the photo. Share screen. Share. I have a playlist called Snacks on my YouTube channel. Just type the Flyboy Way Snacks. You'll see them come up. So far the snacks have only been in Colombia, but they've been in Medellin and they've been in Barranquilla. I'm gonna hopefully get some snacks in Cuba as long as the woman set it up, and I'm gonna hopefully get some snacks in Cali, Colombia when I go. Sasu is the king. I see you, Matt Goodman. Again, I think everyone has a different place they like the most. For me, the reason why Sasu didn't work for me is one, because the people there are nationalists, and if you're not from there, they can treat you kind of different. Also, even when you have a kid there, you could go to a child support in the States. If you have a kid with a woman in the Dominican Republic, not just Sasu, but if you have a kid with a woman in the Dominican Republic and you're a United States citizen, and she gets back to the United States and files child support claims, you'll get that. You'll get a nice amount of money taken out of your check for child support, and then she'll be over here spending your money. So, yeah, nah, bro, not just a high level, but damn it, every day I try to follow suit, man. Crazy, yo. Not copying, but I'm inspired, really. So, like, I appreciate it, man. Again, I'm not here to tell everybody what to do. I'm not here to tell everybody just the exact way to go. I'm just showing you guys my path and giving you guys the receipts to show that I've been doing this for 15 years. I haven't missed a trip yet. I've been to this year alone. Yes, I've only been to the same country, but I've flown there different times. I'm not just sitting there. I've been to Barranquilla, and I came back to the States. Then I went back to Medellin, then I came back to the States. Then I went back to Barranquilla for the 100 subscriber thing, and I came back to the States. Now I'm going to Cuba. Then I come back to the States. If I really wanted to, I could just stay in one place and it would have saved me all those flights. But again, I feel as though it's important that you have kids or a kid and make sure they're set in the United States before going abroad. The same way I feel as though it's important for you to own a property in the States that cash flows before buying a place abroad. That's just my opinion. Going to 8. How about Alabama? They cheap. The issue about that is if you don't live in Alabama, you won't know the area. I would only buy in Jersey and Miami. The reason why is because I know Jersey and Miami. But I'm done with the houses and stuff. But as far as buying more, as for now, what are your thoughts on having a house based in Panama? I don't know too much about Panama, but I do know that my experience in Panama is that Panama is least expensive than Costa Rica. But with Panama, the prices of the houses are still kind of high for international. It's not nothing compared to States, but it's still kind of high compared to, and especially if you're in a downtown area, getting a condo or something, it can still run. And you got to know the areas because Panama is not like just one section, which is really good, and then way out is bad. They got sections inside the good section that might not be good. So you want to do some research. It took me a while to decide to go to Colombia and get a property. I appreciate that, Bart. Appreciate that. R-Dub, appreciate that. I think I'll get to the end of y'all. I was talking about women. Oh yeah, women definitely want a baller. But to them, the crazy thing is they believe that a standard person is making 80,000. Standard guys only make 40,000. But most women think that it starts at 70 to 80,000. So it's just an unrealistic plot, and it's going to get worse over time. Salute to one of the original. I appreciate the itinerary varies. Appreciate it, man. I just want to let everybody know moving forward. Hold up. Sosa from Scarface is king. Oh, my fault. Oh, I'm right there, wrong. My fault. Yeah, Sosa. Listen, again, I just want to wrap this up. I was hoping to get it under an hour. Moving forward, I'm only going to Colombia and Cuba. One time a year, I'll go somewhere different, but that's only until I go to Thailand to finish that and go to Africa. Those are the only two places that I really want to go, aside from the places I've already been. And I'm only going to be going to, except for my brother has his birthday thing. Wherever he wants to go, we're going to go to my birthday in October. You'll see, we always go somewhere. Colombia and Cuba. This whole channel is going to be Colombia, Cuba, Colombia, Cuba, Colombia, Cuba, and then Colombia and Cuba. So We'll do some stuff in the States, maybe like around here. But that's it, y'all. Again, life after 40. Working towards retirement, paying off debt, building a legacy in Colombia and Cuba, and enjoying life. It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.